So, more official good morning, and here we start day 2. She just uninflated her sleeping region. It's very sad. It's a very confusing way of putting it. Anyway, so it's just 8 something. We're just getting ourselves packed up, already eating breakfast, getting moving. I have a really comfy sleeping setup, which I love, but my body is in
anti-sleep?
Yes. Anti-sleep, uncooperative, childish, petulant, which means I quite comfortably laid there for the entire night with little bouts of sleeping on accident. So my body will adjust as we go through and take our time, and the body just goes, oh, I don't have an option, or at least I hope, otherwise I'll just die. But, so the plan, once we get packed up, is we're, again, at Gnarl Ridge Trailhead, or not the trailhead, but the intersection with Timberline. And we're gonna do something up to Timberline Lodge today. Might stop a mile or two before it, 1,000 feet before it, we're not really sure. It seems to be one of the much more docile sections, so it wouldn't be a bad time to just catch our pace and just enjoy, cruise, enjoy the views, and just camp somewhere close to Timberline for a nice early breakfast as soon as we get up. That said, if we got there, we could have dinner too and watch The Shining, which I could totally do. I'm really in the mood for The Shining right now. What?
That's if we make it there in time for dinner.
Yeah, but either way, so we're gonna get headed out and we'll show you stuff for the day. Did spend some of my evening not sleeping, going through the Oregon Hiker's Guide and just making some notes of the water crossings that someone who just finished the trail earlier this week had said that the water crossings were nothing, and I imagine this time of season they won't be, but we cross most of the main ones today, and the worst of them in the next hour or something. So we'll get those out of the way, which will be nice, and then just enjoy our day. So I'll check in with you guys as we go along. Cheers. Morning again. We're only just I don't know, 1,000 feet out of camp or something at most. Just headed for a water source about a mile away. We ended up finishing our water once we got up, and just moving around getting things packed up. The kind of general ache of getting used to a new sleeping pad and whatnot is worn off, though the bruised nature of my collarbone is interesting. But feeling pretty good, just sleepy to start with. Just as we come around the corner and met with Matt Jefferson in good full style, though I think the haze is just too bad to be able to see any of the sisters today, which makes me sad, but not like the trip's a loss. So we're just gonna hit this water source that 1 mile out like I mentioned, and then we'll be just hiking along. Might take an early lunch, just about 4 miles in total at the second water source, just because, well, we weren't as hydrated as we probably could have been yesterday, and I am just hungry. So it sounds good to hit an early lunch, and then just see where we want to stop. I love the notion of getting to Timberline for the evening. I just don't know if there's open camping, and the actual lodge is pretty expensive to stay in, and I just no desire to. But I still love the notion of getting in and having their nightly showing of The Shining, as I mentioned. But I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Maybe once we get to the water source, if there's actually a reason to. But just wanted to hold on to the video long enough just to show you our morning's view as we are approaching Hood. See if I can actually get it to come out much. Come on, focus. Doesn't do it justice, obviously. We just have a dusty but gorgeous trail and some big rock faces and the usual, so I'll see you guys in a little while as we just keep walking through. There's a bit of water, but it looks like there's good rock options.
Yeah. That looks like even if we have to record it, it's not.
Yeah.
There's some white Oh, you are so cute.
I wonder how often they get fed. I think he's trolling for food.
Don't you dare get in my bathroom.
That is all we've seen for wildlife so far, though. Guess I probably have that in telescope mode, sorry. But yeah, no other wildlife so far besides just a lot of humans. It's unsurprisingly a busy trail, and it is the weekend. So we expect come tomorrow, things will probably get less busy, especially as most people probably, if they were going to do Timberline Loop, they usually start at the at Timberline Lodge, and they probably start on the weekend. So
most of the people we've met so far were doing 3-day trips and they were ending it.
Yeah. So either way, the trail should get a lot less busy tomorrow, but we're just going to keep filtering water, enjoy some cold brew coffee I brought with us, and I'm going to look around for a small bit of my camera that fell off, so see you later. And that's where we should have camped. Just views for days. At least using the expression, because we can't actually see all that far at the moment. But just got to reflect on gorgeous meadows, rolling hills, a little bit of burn, sheer rock face, butterflies. And we just went out of range of being able to see Hood itself. But it has been superb. So I just had to point out while we were here, I just turned back and went, oh, you know, we've been staring at it all day, but that ice field and water flow, that little section right middle is where we came along. There was so much noise you couldn't hear anything as we looked down at a giant stone, 1,000-foot ash wall. And that's the trail we had to walk along, which I showed a little bit of looking down here. And that's the giant rock formation. Chelsea kept going, oh God, we better not be going up that, because it looked very, let's say, unkempt. And we didn't go up it, we went around it. But just since I realized what we were looking at, thought I'd just share. There's our map. You're here, if you couldn't tell. We started there. So it doesn't look like we've done a crazy amount because, well, we haven't. But it means we have quite a bit to go. And some of the interesting stuff is going to be once we get down to Ramona Falls. This is really where the elevation hits its lowest. Yesterday we hit the highest somewhere around here. And so as soon as we get to that, it's all back up until we pass that Cove Glacier, past Elk Cove. Let's see if that was actually in the camera, in the view. So really we get a pretty gentle, a little bit of up, down, a little bit of up, down, down. We're gonna go through Paradise Park detour, and it's just, well, it's gonna be fantastic. Like I'd mentioned this morning, we're gonna camp somewhere in these last couple miles before Timberline, probably. We just don't know yet, and I'm loving not knowing. So, on we go. See you in a bit. So just had to pull this out again for a second real quick, because you know, perspective is difficult to show on camera, but this is what's most, I think, showed a sense of scale really for us. As we just come around the corner, and while we've been seeing the mountain the whole time, just having these giant spurs on either side of us that you know are, oh, minimum 1,000 feet tall. Like, the mountain is more than a vertical mile above us, and you can't get a sense for it, but it does at least look big. That is without a doubt. Not to mention we do have a very idyllic water crossing and set of waterfalls ahead. So we're gonna head over there and have an early lunch. So we are bloody starving. Not too bad, huh? Bit late on wildflowers, but as far as season, but they're still here in some amount. We just passed through basically Meadow the same. And since we took a long lunch siesta, on we go pretty quick. Okay, so that last waterfall was lame, this one's cool. Yeah. I know today's going to be a decent day of waterfalls and streams, but this is the coolest one so far. Just had to take a second to point these out. We go through these sections that are just permanently year-round, covered in greenery, moss, and just these fairy tale trickly water that obviously, looking up there, just it comes out of the underground itself here and there. And well, on a warmer day, having this wrapped around my neck is amazing right now, and obviously just leads to this fairy tale like beauty the whole way. Welcome to Mount Hood Meadows. As you can see, it is a beautiful, gorgeous, highly busy ski resort. Just not right now. It is beautiful though. No snow though. We just passed out of, or at least we're passing out of Mount Hood Meadows now. Still not entirely certain where we're ending up tonight, but I kind of have a couple spots on the map we have in mind. I think we're just passing the trail for Umbrella Falls, and well, just wanted to take a second to show these meadows, which, I mean, you can see all these dead wildflowers that are normally just have to make this an unbelievable beauty. And I'm probably up until somewhere in, I don't know, I'm gonna guess mid-August, given how much is still here, but off into the woods we go. It's been a really peaceful afternoon. It's
later in the afternoon now, and we haven't seen a single person in at least 2 hours. So, especially in such a busy trail, we're just really loving that. Not that we mind other hikers or backpackers, but it's just, you know, we don't get out here for the crowds. And as it is, though, Sunday's ending, so I'm guessing most of the people out are, you know, out here for the weekend. There's definitely a number of people doing a 3-4 day haul for the loop, but most of the crowds are probably just here for the weekend. So really looking forward to finishing through the rest of the trip with mostly just people doing throughs, some people that happen to have a little bit of time for the day, especially because we've never seen Ramona Falls, and since it's a flat 7-ish mile round trip, it's known for being very busy, and so might not be many people at all there as we go through. So check in with you in a bit whenever something catches my fancy. So it kind of looks like we discovered this tiny Oneonta gorge. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Sorry, it's so slow at actually adjusting to brightness and focus. But, yeah. So we just had to remark on, well, we haven't seen another human in about, 4 hours. I'm gonna guess. Maybe 3, but the entire time we've been in Mount Hood Meadows, we have not seen a single person, and it's just giving this weird post-apocalyptic vibe of it's gorgeous, but everything, is abandoned, and we're just going cross-country in this near otherworldly place, which, you know, I haven't even heard a plane in 4 hours, so it's been interesting. Gorgeous area. We're pretty close to passing out of it now. Passing by, there's a big thing.
Oh, indeed.
Didn't see that. There's all these lodges and maintenance things and stuff for skiing. Or making soccer balls, but I'm guessing skiing. But as we're just about to head out of the area, we're pretty close to the Umbrella Falls, and then we'll be just a couple miles or so from camp. Just still going for a pretty short day overall as our bodies get used to this. But just soaking up. Sorry, I got distracted. I doubt you'll be able to see this, but there's a jagged, broken-topped mountain that I would assume is Broken Top, but I feel like Broken Top was actually much closer to Sisters, which we did get to see today. I didn't actually put that on film. It's very hazy, very hard to even notice, but it was there. So instead of just swinging the camera around more and being very distractible, I'll see you guys in a bit. Well, you know what I mean. Talking is hard. We're on our way down to the, I think what, White Run River, something like that, where we'll camp just 2 miles from Timberline so we can go hit that up for breakfast, or at least a very early lunch/second breakfast. And I just had to share, a minute ago would have been a better view, and the light's low enough for my camera to make it a bit challenging for viewing, but it's just, we still haven't seen anybody. It's just empty, flowered meadows, well-graded, albeit completely dusty trail. But I've yet to see any evidence any of this trail is anything but dust or ash, so I'm just expecting it. And we just have rolling hills all the way off to Sisters, Jefferson. And again, what I assume is Broken Top. We haven't been down there yet, so I don't know. But it's just a fantastic way to end the evening, even if it is a really slow day. I'm just loving taking our time and soaking up each spot. Just taking a look at these views, but I'll ruminate to myself. Yeah. Brains involved. So welcome to the White River. It's actually a sign stating that this is a violent glacial stream and giving instructions on where to get across. And if you have any sense of size in this video, it shouldn't be too surprising, their statement, because really it's like at least 1,000 feet to the other side. It's just a series of cairns, which is kind of frustrating, to be honest, because there's just this winding path with numerous cairns and possibly numerous paths. And so we're planning on seeing how it is, stepping to the other side, and jumping on some sorry, the word is failing me as I'm getting tired. Established campsite. So, as it is though, just gonna walk through and actually follow the path to start with and see if we can find a good place tonight. We still haven't seen anyone since early this afternoon, which has been kind of crazy. But I'll check in with you guys in a bit.